All right, let's talk about fintech. You know that feeling, right? You've got this amazing idea for a business, but then you hit that massive wall of tech and costs and complexity. Well, today we're diving into a platform called CardUpNow that says you can launch a whole virtual card business, like instantly. Let's see what it's all about.
I mean, it all starts with that spark, doesn't it? The dream of starting your own virtual card company. But then reality sinks in. You think about the technical hurdles, the compliance nightmare, the sheer cost of it all, and it just feels overwhelming.
But what if? What if you could just skip all of that? No coding, no giant investment to get off the ground. That's the huge promise we're digging into today. The idea of breaking through that barrier that stops so many great ideas from ever becoming a real business. So first, let's just acknowledge this thing, the fintech barrier. It's real. Building any kind of payment system from the ground up is, honestly, a nightmare. You're talking about massive development costs, a confusing maze of regulations, and months, sometimes years of work before you even make a single dollar. For most people, that's exactly where the dream ends.
But what if you could just sidestep that whole mess? That's where a ready-made solution, a kind of business in a box, comes in. This is all powered by something called an API, which, is basically just a pre-built toolkit that lets your website plug into a super powerful financial system without you having to build any of it.
And the CardUpNow API is designed to be exactly that. It's a turnkey system. It hands you all the tools you need to start selling virtual cards right from your own website, which means you get to completely leapfrog over all those development costs and the ridiculously long waiting times. And check this out, you're not selling some generic, no-name product. You get to offer the big guns, Visa and MasterCard, plus CardUpNow's own exclusive Elite card. So right from day one, you have a product lineup that people already know and trust.
Okay, so how do you actually get this thing off the ground? How do you go from just an idea to actually making money? Well, the process is surprisingly simple. It's really just 4 steps. Let's take a look. First, you subscribe and get your API access. Boom, instantly. Second, you get these pre-built panels, which we'll talk about in just a sec. Third, you connect them to your website. And fourth, you start issuing and reselling cards. That's it. It's a straight line from signing up to selling. Now, the real magic here is in these 2 pre-built panels you get. You've got the user panel. That's your professional-looking storefront where your customers go to buy cards. Then you get the admin panel. Think of this as your mission control. It's the back end where you see everything, tracking sales, managing users, and just watching your business grow in real time.
So when you put it all together, the API, the ready-made panels, it all adds up to what they're calling the zero-hassle advantage. And the whole point is just to get rid of every single roadblock that you'd normally run into.
So what does zero hassle actually mean for you? Well, it means you get instant access without some long, drawn-out verification process. It means you don't have to build anything yourself. Sales tracking is completely automated. All the back-end headaches, they're handled for you. They even have crypto payment support built in, and it's all white label ready, so you can put your own brand front and center. And this quote really just says it all, doesn't it? Your only job is to focus on sales and marketing. The fun stuff, growing the business. CardUpNow takes care of all the technical heavy lifting, the card issuing, the servers, tracking all the data. You just focus on your customers. Okay, I know what you're thinking. This all sounds amazing, but what's it going to cost me? The entry point, the minimum investment to get your entire business up and running with this system is $1,000. That gets you in the door with everything you need to start operating. And here's how the plans work. You've got 3 main tiers: Starter, Pro, and Enterprise. The big differences are just the price, how many cards you can issue, and how long the subscription lasts. The whole idea is that it's scalable. You can start small with a starter plan, and as your business grows, you can just level up. So this is probably the big question floating in your head right now. Is this actually for me? Let's get really clear on who the perfect person for a system like this is.
And the answer is pretty straightforward. It's really for anyone in the digital world who wants to add a powerful new revenue stream without all the usual baggage. We're talking digital entrepreneurs, agencies that want to offer this to their clients, or even existing resellers who are just looking for a much, much simpler way to do things.
And this might be the most incredible part of the whole thing. The only real requirement to get started is a website. That's it. If you've got a digital home for your business, you literally have everything you need to plug this in and go live.
So that kind of brings us to the final thought here. With all those technical walls just gone, what would you actually do? If you could fire up a fully working virtual card business tomorrow, what would you create? Who would you help? The possibilities are suddenly wide open.
If this got your wheels turning and you want to explore some of those possibilities for yourself, you could find everything you need to know and get started over at CardUpNow.com. Thanks for tuning in.